Hello, it's been a while. I know from the last video that I posted, I said I was going to try to post once every month something creative that I could shoot and call it the once a month challenge or something like that. It turns out that I was actually diagnosed with a disease that's actually been going around a lot called procrastination, and I didn't really know how to deal with it at first, and I think though now I'm ready to finally face this disease head on, and I know it's not going to defeat me. And with the support of everyone out there, I'm going to stay strong and I'm going to defeat this disease. I hope you'll be with me. That's stupid. I've actually been planning a couple of projects. You might have seen a trailer that was released on my channel. That was for a short film called Perspective that I shot in October that is now going to be in the New York CineFest in April. I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to come and watch the film. I'd appreciate it. Or if you want to come and just support all the rest of the filmmakers, that's great too. Lord knows we need that support. But I'd also been planning the project that this whole video is about, and that is a Spec commercial for a brand called Labo. Labo is in no way paying me for this. They don't even know I'm doing this. I just wanted to do it for fun. I love their scents. Maybe they'll give me some business, who knows? But this was my first time actually really putting together a production, really getting into the nitty-gritty of heading a production. And not only is it a video production, but it was also a photo production. So we actually had a photo team. So we had me as director and DP. We had my buddy Calum from Red Site Media as the producer, and we had my buddy Jai as a key grip, and my friend Talina as our first AC. And on the photo team, we had my friend Crystal as the lead photographer, and as the photo assistant, we had my friend Gigi. So when Calum, who I call Salty, long story, but when Salty and I started to plan this shoot, at first, it was supposed to be just a product commercial, supposed to be like a product spec, so no actors, no talent, just the product and, just moving the camera around. I felt that was kind of boring, and I wanted to make something bigger. I wanted to really challenge myself as a filmmaker, as a creative, and as a director to see what I could do in terms of making this seem more like a commercial, as opposed to what you would see on Instagram. And you see a lot of product specs, you see a ton of them. There are a lot of tutorials on them, and they're, not to say that they're easy, but they can be easily done. And I figured, why would I do what everyone else is doing when I can do what the few are doing, which is actually making this a real production with a crew and, with locations. And I really wanted to make this something special, something that would challenge me. So I did this. And luckily I documented some of the process, and I'll show it to you here.
Post BTS.
Manor bagels are the best.
Yeah, I work in social media.
Oh, nice. Where?
Talina sucks up all the light.
You're saying that she's too bright?
No. I didn't know how to answer that.
I'm using that just as my prop
Yeah.
while you guys were working, because I want to test my lighting and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's...
Wow!
Oh, I'm stuck.
I like it.
Okay. She's friendly, she's just...
Yes!
Thank you.
I will not take out probably again.
So for this shoot, I decided to go with the Vericam LT, only shooting at 800 ISO, the first base native. And then we used the Nikkor AIS lenses minus the 35, because what I wanted to do is mainly lead with the dual lens 31mm lens. And for each lens change, I made sure to keep the lens wide open. I wanted to get the image as soft as possible. I also ended up renting a Dana Dolly because there are some moves that I wanted some push-ins, and I didn't want to use a gimbal because frankly, I don't like the look that a gimbal gives even if it's as smooth as butter, you can't avoid bumps, you can't avoid slight moves, you can't avoid little jitters. And I wanted a Dana to give me that smooth move. And I also wanted to use the Vericam.
What's our situation here?
So, this was too high on top, so we have to go under so we can get low enough to go like just eye level with the counter. Yes. So when choosing a B cam, I was at first going to use the S5 2X, but personally, I think the GH5 sensor looks better. So for lighting, I wanted to stay with natural light, and I really only used two other lights outside of natural light. One being the 600D to lift the levels, and then for the bathroom scene, I used the 200X. And then as far as modifiers, we also use the Ultra Bounce. In the bedroom, we use the black side to give some negative fill, just to add more contrast. And for the foyer scene, we used the 600D to bounce into the Ultra Bounce white side to create a large light source. So what I think went well was definitely, I think everything that we shot looks really good. Beforehand, I was contemplating using the Sigmas. I have the Sigma 18-35 and 50-100, but the one thing is that it's a bit too clinical. Those lenses are very sharp, and I think the bokeh is also very clean, and I wanted something more mushy, and that's actually what happens when you use the Nikkor AIS. When you have them wide open, they have this very like mushy bokeh that looks really good. I think renting a Dana Dolly was the right choice. I think if we did all of this on sticks or handheld, it would not have looked very good. I actually tried to refrain from doing anything handheld. We only did two shots that were handheld. One was when I had to do a close-up of our talent buttoning up his shirt. We had to get really close and there was a bed in the way, so I had to go handheld. And then another time was I had the GH5, which was our B cam, just basically on the ground, getting him tying his shoes. Another thing that went well actually is planning the shoot. This is my first time actually like planning the shoot to the hour and to the minute. I ended up using Studio Binder. I used their call sheet app and I used their shot list template. Works really well. This is not a sponsorship, by the way. This is not me sponsored by Studio Binder, but their call sheet template, their call sheet app, whatever you want to call it, is actually phenomenal. It's really, really good, and it really helped out. And then I also think the photography aspect of it went well. We had two people in the foyer room taking photos of the product while we were in the bedroom doing all the shots that didn't require product. And when we need the product, we did like a kind of like a seamless handoff.
So when we have our product, we're just gonna place it and do the same thing in order. So that we were like, ba, 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 ba. These are shots. Move it, move it, move it, move it. So I'm gonna show you what we'll do. And then when they're done and we have that like small thing, we'll move.
We used the product for like maybe like 30 minutes. We shot for 30 minutes, gave it back to them. They continued doing their thing while we set up for the next scene. It was just very smooth. I was expecting to run into a lot more hiccups. I was actually being very pessimistic and expecting me to run over the time, but yeah, it just went really well and it boosted my confidence. And I think having a schedule is, I mean, obviously this is so obvious, but having a schedule is just so important. It's so important to having a seamless production. I went over like this, then that's breaking the one.
I think so too. I'm from the Netherlands.
The residue there, whatever for me.
And I'll literally be good.
I don't know. The math.
Yeah, the math is definitely math.
One thing that I do wish that I did better, and unfortunately it's the same mistake that I made on when I shot Perspective, is I did not hire a gaffer, or I didn't try to find a gaffer. This entire production came out of my pocket. I made sure to pay everyone, or at least give them a stipend. When it came down to finding a gaffer, I'm thinking like, who do I actually have that would work kind of for free? And I guess in the end I got discouraged by that, and I should have you know, I should have at least tried to reach out to some of my friends to see if they would. I know a couple of gaffers that are really good, but I also feel really bad for not paying them. And I didn't think that I had enough of a stipend to warrant them coming out. So I just shied away from that, and I just thought, I'll just do it myself. And I feel like the image, the lighting came out really well. I do think I'm fairly good with lighting, but the one thing that, you know, I didn't have time to really think about or really set up is negative fill and adding contrast, especially in the foyer scene. I wish I could have added, like, you know, an extra flag or some duvetine just to get some of the light off the walls, to bring the talent, you know, just kind of separate them from the background. Yeah, that's one thing that I'm beating myself up for not doing, and I can only hope for the next shoot that I do this, and I feel like I will do that for the next shoot. I just need to remember to, you know, I feel like I can try to rely on people a bit more. All in all, I'm very happy with how the production came about. You know, I'm really proud of what we did. I'm happy with the entire process, minus, you know, not having a gaffer. But these are things that, you know, I have to grow from, and I'm hoping that through my shortcomings and my failures that, you know, people who are watching this won't make the same mistake. And I hope that, you know, at least one person who's watching this can grow from this and learn from this. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching this video. And to those who have subscribed, I appreciate you. To those of you who have been leaving comments and starting discussions, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna try to be more on top of things. I think one person actually messaged me on Instagram, and I haven't gotten back to that person, and I should probably do that. Maybe I'll do that after I record this. But I do appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. If you think I wanna know your comments on how you think I did. You know, what you think I could have done better. Maybe your own personal trip ups when, you know, doing your own productions. You know, the mistakes you've made and how you've grown from those. I want to know, because I can learn from you guys too. So I do appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, keep being creative, and yeah.